Hey everybody, Dr. Healy from Root Healing Wellness here. Today we're going to talk about how functional medicine and traditional Chinese medicine can reverse your thyroid condition. So first of all, thyroid can go either up or down. Hyper, oftentimes Graves, or hypo, oftentimes Hashimoto's, which can actually go up or down. So most patients don't know that their thyroid, it's honestly about 80 to 90% of most patients, could be misdiagnosed. Hypothyroid means the thyroid gland is under functioning. But if you're autoimmune, in the case of Graves or Hashimoto's, it means your body is attacking the gland, which is a different cause and requires a different solution. So if we think about how can functional medicine help determine the causes, which will always determine the solutions, I'm going to tell you. First of all, when we have autoimmune conditions, there's always triggers. 3 different types of triggers. Number 1, foods. Most of the time, a good baseline diet for autoimmune patients is what's called an autoimmune paleo diet. There can also be illness. You could have gotten sick. Your immune system could have gotten thrown off and never re-regulated, starting the autoimmune process. There can also be, number 3, chemical toxicity, sometimes harder to find out, but you can test for. For example, mold or heavy metals, things like that. With that, inflammation also very important to know because inflammation will definitely affect the thyroid. The thyroid depends on your sex hormones. It gives it some resources, a foundation. Stress affects the thyroid, but it affects the thyroid specifically in hormones like cortisol, which is measurable. Of course, when we look at your thyroid, we want to look at all your numbers, not just your TSH, T3, and T4. We want to look at 8 numbers, specifically your 2 antibodies to determine if you're autoimmune. And if those antibodies go below clinical levels, you are no longer autoimmune. That's the finish line that we're shooting for. Also, of course, nutrition is very important. Nutrition is not monitored by standard of care outside vitamin D. And then there's your lifestyle. So this equation needs to be determined to see which moving parts are affecting your health. Functional medicine does a good job of determining a lot of those moving parts and can help out with solutions like detox, supplementation, lifestyle recommendations like diet. Chinese medicine also has a very strong competitive advantage in the hormone category. When it comes to hormones, really only 2 things on earth that are going to strongly move and improve hormone levels. 1, hormone replacement therapy risks heart attack, stroke, and cancer. We're personally not big fans. Not that it's bad for everybody, but there are risks, and those risks for us we think are unsustainable. Also, you could do things like Chinese herbs. Chinese herbs do not have the risks of heart attack, stroke, and cancer. You don't have to take them for years at a time like hormone replacement therapy, much less costly and safer. So Chinese medicine does have a particularly strong competitive advantage when it comes to the hormonal component. So the use of those 2 different types of medicine together, traditional Chinese medicine and functional medicine, are wonderful solutions for reversing thyroid conditions. We've reversed thyroid conditions for literally thousands of patients. If that process, a natural solution, sounds interesting for you, reach out to us. We're happy to have a consultation with you. Thank you very much.